Tully is first and foremost a showcase for Charlize Theron, who's starring in her second film directed by Jason Reitman and scripted by Diablo Cody. In 2011, she starred in Young Adult. Theron was terrific in this role, and she's splendid too in her latest part in a Reitman-Cody film, playing Marlo, a woman struggling with motherhood. Marlo's about to give birth for the third time, and she isn't coping very well. She lives in the outer suburbs of New York with her husband Drew, Ron Livingston, who's always busy and not much help. And she already has her hands full with Sarah, Leah Franklin, who has reached that awkward age, and Jonah, Asher Miles Felicia, who is probably autistic, although the word isn't used. He constantly kicks the back of his mother's seat while she's driving the car, and the sound of a toilet flushing terrifies him. So pretty much the last thing Marlo needs is another kid. When baby Mia arrives, she just can't cope, and few films have depicted the challenges of motherhood quite so uncompromisingly. A severely de-glamorized Theron throws herself into the character with gusto, and she's painfully convincing. Drew isn't making that much money, but despite that, Marlo, who is a cynic and realist at heart, is loath to accept an offer of financial help from her much more prosperous brother Craig, Mark Duplass. Ultimately, though, the offer of a night nanny proves too enticing to knock back, and so enter Tully, Mackenzie Davis, a hyper-efficient 20-something who is there to help. Tully moves into the house and sets about caring for both Mia and Marlo, and nothing for her is a bother. To Marlo, she's a marvel, almost too good to be true. And as written by Cody and played by Davis, she's a breath of fresh air, because, unlike Marlo, she can cope with anything and everything. First-rate performances from Theron and Davis ensure that this rather strange yet strangely attractive movie succeeds in overcoming any reservations viewers might have about the rather contrived way the threads come together at the end. This is a dramatic comedy in which the humour emerges from the situations in which the characters find themselves, rather than being imposed on the narrative. When Marlo, having a much-needed night off away from the kids, needs to express milk while she's in a crowded bar, it's funny, but it's painful too. And inevitably Marlo sees in Tully the attractive, young, liberated woman Marlo herself used to be, but no longer is. All this is very elegantly packaged, and Reitman confirms his expertise at successfully bringing to the screen stories about husbands and wives, parents and children, and free spirits like Tully. I'm giving it 3.5 stars.